Well, thousands of protesters are once again on the streets of Kiev after opposition leaders in Ukraine rejected concessions by the president, including government posts. Now, these are live pictures. They're very early in the morning there, as you can see, and the scene very much unchanged from the last few days, this standoff between protesters and police continuing. Meanwhile, thousands mourned a protester who was killed during the violent protests last week.
Another night in central Kiev, another government building scarred by violence. This is the Ministry of Justice. Scenes like these are no longer unusual here. But take a look at this. This is Dnipropetrovsk in the east. The chaos here clear to see, with fierce clashes breaking out between protesters and police. In Odessa in the south, protesters stood their ground outside government buildings. And this is Kharkiv in the northeast, where demonstrators held up signs saying no to dictatorship. And the unrest has spread to many other areas of the country, including some traditionally loyal to President Yanukovych.
Protesters scuffled with police as they tried to occupy government buildings in the region. The demonstrations are continuing despite Yanukovych offering the posts of Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister to opposition leaders. He has also proposed a review of the anti-protest law, which triggered the latest flare-ups. Ukraine's parliament will discuss the issues on Tuesday.
After negotiations, they agreed to allow the officers to leave, opening up a human corridor to safety. But only after reassurances from all three leaders of the opposition, including the boxer Vitaly Klitschko, the once feared riot police emerged. The protesters feel emboldened now. They stood together in Independence Square to sing the national anthem. The president had offered to make Arseny Yatsenyuk Prime Minister, Klitschko a deputy PM, but they told him no deal, not while Yanukovych is still in power.
Yet draconian new anti-protest laws mean many Ukrainians now see Viktor Yanukovych and his Russian backers as a threat to their freedom that must be resisted by all means available. Even liberal politicians applaud right sector's tactics.
They are trying to press the police who started the terror and violence against peaceful protesters. People feel desperate, and definitely we have to consider the right for wearing and using weapons by the civil people.
And by no means all those involved in the fighting are hardcore nationalists.
The violent part of the protest movement is a mixture of very different people, of indeed radicals, but also of frustrated demonstrators. There are also left-wing extremists.
As candles commemorate the dead in Kiev and unrest spreads around the country, what was considered radical is now considered necessary.